Welcome to Alley Chats. Today I have a guest. I have Julio Guerra, who I did a panel with at C2E2 this year, and now we can't get rid of each other. I'm just really excited to have him on here. And hey, Julio, how you doing tonight?
All right, and yourself? How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing great, man. So, all right, this is it. Tell people about yourself. Give them your background. Talk about what you do.
Sweet, yeah. My name is Julio Guerra. I am 1/3 of the award-winning Guerrilla Publishing based out of Northwest Indiana. We do alternative comics, so to speak. So not that we're anti-superhero. We just don't cater to that kind of crowd. We do dark comedy. How can I say, love letters to 80s cartoons, social justice issue comics, just things outside of the norm. So we have action, horror, humor, anything that you look for that's not a comic book that is stereotyped a comic book. And that's what we do at Guerrilla.
That's a pretty good description. We actually had Ben Miller on here, and we were talking a lot about Guerrilla. So hopefully people listening are a little bit more familiar with it. But your stuff is just so cool. And getting to do that panel with you, sitting up there, I just had so much fun. You're such a cool guy, and you got so much great stuff going on. Your artwork's awesome too, man. So
Thank you so much.
Really thrilled to have you on here. Now, have you got a specific book you're working on currently?
So currently there's actually two things that I'm working on, or three, I should say. I just finished up illustrations for a upcoming Lucha chapter book with Lexographic Press. So I just finished that, literally just finished it, submitted it and everything, and it's ready for print at the moment. It's basically going to be a series, and it's going to be different elements of Lucha Libre. So you're going to first start off with a luchador, and find his rise to become a luchador. Then they're going to do like a referee and a ring announcer and a promoter. So you get to learn the different aspects of the wrestling business. The other thing I'm working on right now is the follow-up to Tales of the Cryptic Closet, which is a horror anthology that we produced in October of last year, or released in October of last year, with Cryptic Closet, which is a horror and parody apparel based out of Chicago. We have WWE superstar Killer Cross on it, and he's going to return for the second one. So you got the exclusive for that because we haven't announced that yet.
Oh, sweet.
So we're working on that right now. And the third thing, which is really near and dear to my heart, which is not saying the other projects aren't, but this last one that I'm going to talk about is I'm doing commissions. And of course, like every artist is doing commissions, but this is called Commissions for a Cause. And I'm doing a 50-50 thing on these commissions. I'm not seeing any of the profit. I'm not seeing any of the money. However, 50% of the commission price goes to my local comic book store, which is Creative Comics in Griffith, Indiana. And the other 50% goes to Northwest Indiana Cancer Kids, which is a big organization that I support and really believe in, and what they're doing with, unfortunately, cancer kids, and especially with the pandemic and everything. We talk about the elderly and stuff like that, but we don't really pay attention to the sick, especially the, like people with cancer, and especially the kids with cancer. So trying to help out with that, doing some sketch covers. They're $40. Do a head sketch on them. So that's the third thing, the real thing that I'm like pushing at the moment.
Wow. So 100% goes to these two charities then?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's basically you get an artwork, you get a one-of-a-kind cover with a comic, and you help out a local business and organization, a medical organization. So it's like you're basically knocking two birds with one stone, and you get something in return for it.
That is amazing, man. That is really amazing. And I love that you're helping out a comic store, because that is something that we've talked about on this show with other writers and artists that are like, man, it's tough times. And we've been kind of brainstorming it as we go along, like what are ways you can help? Well, this is one that maybe other artists could get involved with, this commissions for a cause. So this is really, really cool. We'll definitely put links in our show notes, and I'll definitely promote this on the Facebook page because this is an exceptional use of your talents. I love it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, man. So, okay, let's get into some fluff. Now that you now that you got us all serious, this is your dream con. Who are you most excited to meet?
Oh, dream con? Will Eisner.
That would be your guy, huh?
Yeah, Will Eisner. I fortunately got to meet Stanley and Frank Miller, who without those two, in all honesty, I don't think comics would have came into my life. My uncle got me into comic books. He was there when Marvel was hitting its peak and he fell off. And then when Frank Miller dropped Dark Knight in 84 and I was born in 84, he was just like, he dove back in. So I was fortunate to meet the two guys who got my uncle into it, who brought it into my life. But Will Eisner, I would say, because he's the one who basically mentored Frank Miller. And Frank Miller and Mike Magonia are like my inspiration. Those guys, I want to mimic them so much with like the use of absolute blacks and mood and stuff like that. So yeah, that he would be the one. He's the one that I'm missing.
Yeah, man. It's funny because when I think about your work, I can totally see how you're inspired by Eisner and by Frank Miller. I totally see it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would like that.
I'm sure they would. Your art's fantastic, and it's always such a compliment, especially if you can see where what you've done has inspired somebody else. It's a huge compliment. So with all these cons canceling, everything's postponed right now. What do you think is the best way to support creators during this pandemic?
And back then, it's kind of weird because we came so far in technology. So this is basically a blessing, I would say, especially for creatives, because we have like Store NV and different websites and Etsy and eBay and all that stuff. And a lot of creatives are actually using these outlets now, like Instagram and Facebook and the different social media. I would say to support creatives, like share the posts, buy something off of that, because more than likely it's going directly to them. If they're not doing, like, hey, I'm doing for my shop or I'm going to do this. I know Jim Lee's doing the auction on eBay. And
yeah, that's
they're
really
going
cool
to
too.
Wherever you want to go. So stuff like that. I know Etsy is a big thing. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's a soccer mom type deal. But I mean, Etsy is a good thing, even though they take their, they got to take their percentage and stuff like that. But they take a small percentage and the rest goes to the creators and stuff. So I would figure like that, like sharing and just spreading the word. And it's so easy now. Like the word is spread by just clicking or liking something and automatically it shows up on someone else's feed and it might be something they like.
Yeah, it's great for building awareness. That to me, that with like what I do, that share is so valuable. So, yeah, I like that answer. You're doing the commissions for a cause. Are you doing commissions at all outside of that? Like anything to support you?
I mean, I can. If someone's interested, yeah, I'll do it. But my main focus is basically for the Indiana Cancer Kids and for Creative Comics. I'm just passionate about those two.
Right.
Creative Comics, I wouldn't be where I'm at without them, so to speak. So I'm eternally grateful for them. But yeah, if someone's interested, maybe like I'll still somehow probably just slide the money over to one of those two organizations or something. But yeah, I'm always open to do stuff. And it doesn't have to be the cover either. I had someone reach out to me about a commission that she wanted like the Disney villains, like sipping coffee at a coffee house. I was like, yeah, we can do that. So yeah, it doesn't just have to be those things. It could be something else as well.
So how would they get in touch with you for this?
Okay. So the way to get in contact with me will be via my email or any of my social medias. You can what the cool kids say, DM me. Is that the thing? Do they still say that?
You're talking to a 51-year-old guy. I don't think I'm a cool kid, so I'm going to say yes.
My social media sites, which is, I mostly use Instagram, which is my big thing. And that, I'll spell it real quick. It's ARTEDEGUERRA, and that's my Instagram handle. Or you can email me. It's JAGUERRA, the numbers 726 at yahoo.com.
Now, do you have a Patreon or anything?
I do. I just kind of like revamped it.
Okay.
So yeah, it's I'll spell it again because I like to have really long words.
Well, and who knows? You just revamped it. Maybe this will inspire people to go there, and you'll get a whole other thing going.
Oh yeah, that would be great. I have like one person who's donating $1 right now. My Patreon is LAGUERRADEARTE.
All right. You know, Julio, this was a lot of fun. I really wanted to get you on after we did that panel together. I thought that was a blast. So I really encourage people to check out your work, check out the stuff that Guerrilla is putting out. And I am really happy you gave me that exclusive because that first book was excellent. Oh,
thank you so much. Yeah, that was legitimately a labor of love. We were super excited about that. The second, if you like the first one, you're going to love the second one. The second one's going to be bigger, has a lot more. I would say we have some new creators coming in. We have some coming back, some returning. And then we're doing the Kickstarter in June. So mid-June, we'll be doing a Kickstarter tier for that. I'll give you another quick one real quick. One of the tiers last time was you got to spend, I think one of the tiers was like $300 or something, and you got your severed head on the back of the cover.
Is that what those heads are?
Yeah, those are actual people who backed the Kickstarter.
That is awesome.
So we're going to bring that back. However, I think we're doing 7 slots, and they're not all heads. I believe 4 of them, I think 5 or 4 of them are going to be heads, and then 2 of them are going to be actual body. I think the setup is like the creepers in the morgue or something like that. So we'll be bringing that back. There was a few people after that were like, man, I missed the chance. That sold out so fast because we limited it. And they were like, I want to do it. So we saw basically the supply and demand for it. It was like, okay, let's see if we want to open it up. We did talk to Phil Hallier, who's the amazing cover artist for this. He did the front and back cover, and he did the breaks and one of the stories called Mantooth in the book. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. So we're going to bring that back. So you get that too. We haven't announced that as a tier yet. So
another exclusive. All right. Well, That's the other thing then, man. The thing will go out on when you have that Kickstarter. Make sure I know about it, and we will post it to the fans here at Valley Chat, because I know the people that listen to this are here to support creators. They love Kickstarters. We'll put it on Geekin' Out as well. So we'll turn that megaphone on and see if we can't get some business for you.
We'll appreciate that, man. Rob, thank you so much. And you keep bringing up the C2E2 panel. That was a lot of fun. I was glad to be up there with you and Jack and Maria and Monica and the rest of the amazing people we had up there. That was probably the most fun I had at C2E2.
I had a blast. It was so much fun. So thanks again for being on, and I look forward to seeing what comes next.
Sweet. Thanks for having me.